Beneath the shadow of the ancient Mount of Olives, surrounded by olive trees that have stood for more than 1,000 years, lies one of the most solemn and emotionally charged places in all of Jerusalem, the Garden of Gethsemane. This isn't just another sacred landmark. It's the place where, according to the Gospels, Jesus spent his final night of freedom in agonizing prayer before his arrest. It's here that faith, betrayal, and humanity collide. Walking into the garden, there's an eerie sense of stillness. The air feels heavier, quieter, almost suspended in time. You're standing where Jesus stood, among gnarled olive trees whose roots may stretch back to the time of Christ himself. These trees, some of the oldest in the world, are not just beautiful, they're witnesses. They've stood watch as empires rose and fell, as believers came from every corner of the world to kneel, pray, and remember. The Gospel accounts describe this place vividly. After the Last Supper, Jesus led his disciples here. While they rested, he withdrew to pray. It was here that he fell to the ground in deep sorrow, his soul, as the scripture says, overwhelmed with grief to the point of death. He pleaded with God, if it were possible, let the suffering pass. But ultimately, he accepted his fate. Not my will, but yours be done. That moment, raw, human, divine, is what makes the Garden of Gethsemane so powerful. Just next to the garden stands the Church of All Nations, also known as the Basilica of the Agony. Built over the rock where Jesus is believed to have prayed, this church is like no other. Its ceiling is painted a deep blue, sprinkled with stars, evoking the night sky under which Jesus wept. Dim lighting creates a meditative silence. Pilgrims kneel by the exposed rock at the altar, touching it with reverence, some with tears. It's not just a building, it's a sanctuary of sorrow, strength, and surrender. The olive grove outside isn't just symbolic, it's a direct connection to the history of the land. These trees, carbon dated to be over 900 years old, are descendants of those from the time of Jesus. The garden is small, enclosed by a stone wall, but the moment you step in, time seems to fold in on itself. It's quiet, almost unnaturally so, considering it's in the middle of bustling Jerusalem. Birds chirp gently, sunlight filters through twisted branches, and people speak in whispers. Whether you're religious or not, it's a place that makes you pause. Just steps away, you'll also find the Tomb of the Virgin Mary and the Church of Mary Magdalene, both part of the broader sacred landscape of the Mount of Olives. This area is layered with deep religious meaning and incredible history. During Jesus' time, this mount offered a clear view of the Second Temple. It was, and still is, a powerful symbol of faith, prophecy, and spiritual struggle. Visitors often say that it's one thing to read about Gethsemane and another thing entirely to stand there. To look up at the same stars Jesus might have seen. To walk the same ground where the story of salvation took a dramatic turn. In that garden, he faced the full weight of what was to come. The betrayal, the trials, the crucifixion. It's a story of sorrow, yes, but also of courage. Jesus didn't run from what was ahead. He stood up, woke his sleeping disciples, and walked toward his fate. Modern visitors to the Garden of Gethsemane come not just to see, but to feel. Some come to pray, others come to reflect. Many don't say a word. They just sit in silence under the olive branches, letting the moment speak for itself. Even with tourists coming and going, there's a deep reverence that hangs in the air. It's hard not to be moved by the stillness, by the weight of what this place represents. In a world filled with noise and distractions, the Garden of Gethsemane offers something rare: clarity. It forces you to slow down, to reflect on sacrifice, destiny, and purpose. It asks you to consider what it means to face fear and still move forward. This small garden, tucked into the Mount of Olives, holds a story that changed the world, and it's still changing hearts today. If you want to uncover more places like this, where history and faith are still alive, make sure to subscribe. There's so much more to discover, and we'll take you there.